settling down and having kids in your 20s versus having them in your 30s, 40s, etc. I feel like these are two totally different experiences. I don't have kids yet. I'm not married yet. I'm in my 30s. That's something that I've always wanted, but as I've gotten older, I've definitely been evaluating my values and what I want more, and kind of through a different lens. A lot of people who I know who have waited and are now kind of in their mid to late 30s or early 40s, they start really questioning whether or not this is something that they do want in their life, or if they want it necessarily the more traditional route. I think that is a very personal choice. I don't think there is one right or wrong way. Like for me, I'm grateful that I waited longer because I've gotten a lot out of it in terms of experiences, life, perspective, growth. Like I don't think that I was necessarily ready for that in my 20s. I hadn't learned a lot of the things that I know now and are still even like kind of struggling to grasp and improve about myself. I mean, the journey is never ending, but it's very hard to work on yourself when you have to focus a lot of your energy or most of your energy on taking care of other people. Whether that is a partnership in a marriage and maybe that person just doesn't focus on working on themselves, that's not a priority to them, or doesn't interest them at all. If you are that type of person, it's going to be very difficult because you're going to be wanting to help them, and you're their partner, so it's something you're going to care about if it is something you care about for yourself. But I think it's easy to kind of get stuck in where you're at once you got married or once you got kids, unless you are really intentionally working on that and really try to set the time aside to do that. It's hard. It is not easy, period, by yourself to make these changes or to go through these growths. You have to really put an effort in every single day for it to become a habit, for it to become a real change in your life. And you have to question yourself a lot and question a lot of things in your life a lot. And that can even result in like a crisis, like an identity crisis. And if you're locked into like a certain type of life, that can be really difficult for some people. For other people, they are lucky enough to kind of find themselves and get a certain sense of security in themselves younger. Like maybe it doesn't take you until your 30s or 40s to really get a good sense of yourself or really to make the changes. Maybe your experiences growing up or how you've lived your life works for you, and that's awesome. Again, it's very personal. Some people are like, I'm great, I feel good, I love who I am, I love what I'm doing, and like they settled down at 22 and everything's awesome for them in terms of their own identity. That is their identity. That's what they want. Other people are kind of more on this search and looking for something that they can't grasp yet or don't realize yet or need to figure out still. Or they're just curious, like truth seekers. So they need to experience things outside of the realm of their comfortability. It's not necessarily that that's where they want to stay in these other places, but to feel like they're having a fulfilled life, it's like you want to have these outside experiences before you really settle into like your long-term type of life. I feel like I identify with that a lot, like wanting to have lots of different experiences, because for me, it's about having a broader perspective. I'm always kind of like, my brain works in a way where I'm like always trying to understand other people's perspectives in situations, which can kind of drive me crazy, and it can drive other people crazy. It definitely drives my therapist crazy. He's like, you're kind of going in circles here. I'm like, yeah, but I just like thinking about how I feel, my perspective, and then I'm looking at it from like this person and like maybe how they feel or their wants and needs in the situation. And like, I don't know, that's how I just function. I don't know what to tell you. But that in itself can be debilitating when you're just like too much, everything everywhere all at once, you know, like that's what it feels like. I just want to understand. That makes me feel well-rounded. I guess that's why journalism works for me. For those of us that do feel this way and wait, you do get to this point where you're like, okay, where is that line? When do I allow myself to really like settle down and settle in and become more secure and rooted? It's hard not to have a lot of questions surrounding that. In my opinion, I think from my experiences, it's not about, all right, time to buckle up and settle down and like forget all this other stuff. It's about like finding the right person or finding the right place, whatever it is that you're looking for in terms of rooting and settling down, that works for you, that makes sense for you. So you don't feel like you're necessarily letting go of having life experiences or learning or growing, but it's just a new way of doing it and a way where you can feel more centered and planting roots and having some place to call home, just more security. That can mean different things to different people. Not just about like buying a home and, you know, that's where you live now. Some people are gonna go get an RV and do van life, you know, or whatever. Like that is their okay, a long-term plan now for the next however long. Like this is what I want to do and this is who I'm doing it with. My partner, my friend, my dog, whatever. Settling down and rooting yourself in something does not have to mean that you're sacrificing what life means to you and the pursuit of life. It should be an enhancement. It should be a new chapter, a new kind of way of living your life that is equally as exciting and fulfilling and full of promise. It's just the next step, an exciting one.